Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like the On Course Podcast, a show where they help you to tackle various questions related to abroad studies, like which university to choose or how to navigate the application process.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is the first, it's a new month also today. I mean, not just a new day, it's a new month, and the first day of the month, it's August 1st already. Wow, kya baat hai. I mean, it just days and months just go by, you don't know, and we're such a daily show. We have to keep tab of that as well. Now today joining me in the studio, as always, Kevin is back again, which gives us immense pleasure. I'm not the only one in the studio, because Chiranjit is joining us via Skype, and today we have, before we start, you know what we're going to talk about, because the big news that happened yesterday was the 34 players, were called for, the probable 34 players, for the national camp, for the match against Macau. And before that, we shall talk about these two teams that have done their respective signings. Talking about Bengaluru FC, have picked up two Manipuri midfielders, Bidyananda and Robinson Singh. Now, these two not new to the Indian football at all, or at least to the fans instead, because they've been, one was part of ATK, one was also picked by the Barcelona camp, the other was part of Mohun Bagan. So, interesting signings here by Bengaluru. Chiranjit, they're keeping the core intact, right, about going for Indian young players.
Yeah, these are new signings. I'm actually a bit disappointed in Mohun Bagan for letting Robinson go. He was slowly, coming up. I expected him to be a part of, the main squad at wherever he played this season. Didn't get much game time in the past. But yeah, going at Bengaluru FC and on not through draft, right? So these are free market or like open market signings. So these signings will probably be a bit better because they would have had the chance to sort of negotiate. Okay, this is the purpose I want to go there for, and these are my terms and all that stuff. So yeah, nobody will give them the experience they need to really break into the regular starters in Indian football, like Bengaluru FC. It will be tough for them maybe the first season, but yeah, they're gonna grow as players.
Yeah. Kevin, great signing, right? 2-year contract for these two youngsters, and like we always heard of a young player talking about, looking up to joining Bengaluru FC, and here they've gone ahead and picked these two, so it'll be a great time for them.
I think Bengaluru is a great way to start off something big in your career. Even if you're not that big a name in India, it gives you a platform. You've seen how Nishu Kumar, how he's come up the ranks, and look where he is. Look at Salam Ranjan Singh. These players who come up being from not very well-known names to being one of the most talked about players in India. So great signing again. Bengaluru is keeping that Indian core together, and we really hope to see some more good signings from them.
Well, moving on, sticking with signing stories, the Delhi Dynamos also have picked up a midfielder, an attacking midfielder rather. Now, yesterday we spoke about another signing that they had, which is a Brazilian flavor. Here they have another bit more South American flavor into the Delhi Dynamo squad. This time they've picked up an Uruguayan player, Matthias Mira. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm going the way, just exactly the name is Mirabaje. So I don't know if that's the right way, but 28-year-old, another promising player, looks fit for Delhi Dynamos squad. I mean, just like we mentioned yesterday, right, Kevin? Like Delhi looking not for those big names, or they've understood. They're getting there, so they were getting some players who can live up to your expectations and give them a good performance. So how do you rate this signing as?
It was good, especially on the age side. He's 28, and this really makes up for a lot of running around and a lot of agility from this foreign signing, especially from the Latin American side. So great work being done by by both. We've seen a lot of signings being done by Bengaluru, of course, because they are in much of a hurry than other teams because they're playing the AFC campaign very soon. Delhi Dynamos are making great strides as well.
Yeah, exactly. Now, let's move on. Now, let's come back to the big news that we were talking about. We started saying that we shall be dwelling upon this. Well, yesterday the national team call up, the whole camp was selected. The 34 players were called up for the camp that will be held in Chennai. Now, let's look at the squad, okay? We have decent Subrata Paul, Gurpreet, Albino, Vishal Kaith, TP Renish, usual suspects in the keepers section. But we missed...
No Devjit this time.
Yeah, there's no Devjit this time. I was coming to that. I mean, what do you think about, of that? We are missing out on him, and it's like we've traded. Mohan Bagan ka chhod diya, East Bengal ka le liya. Well, now they are not related to any of those Kolkata clubs, but still. So, Chiranjit, keeper section, what happened? What made Constantine go for or let go of Devjit this time?
I think he saw him in the last camp when Devjit was there and decided, okay, let's and we know the situation in goalkeeper that the national team has. It's Gurpreet who's going to start, and if he needs to be rested or he needs to be just he's injured or something, Subrata is there. And hardly anybody really matches up to them at the moment. So there was a bit of an opportunity to be the number 2 when Subrata was caught in that dope test stuff, but he came back stronger than ever from that. He cleared his name and now he's back playing for the national team. So the others are basically, we're looking at prospects who will come into play, let's say 2-3 years later. And so it does not really matter it does not pay to have, players, the same players just turn up at the camp every single time. So, okay, Devjit got the message, okay, he's been more or less forgiven by Constantine for not turning up the first time. He went and did his time in the second. So now he's going back to Renish, he's going back to Vishal Kaith and Albino Gomez, all of whom are young keepers who are competing to be the third keeper for the country, and some of them are already doing well. I mean, Vishal Kaith just got this as recognition for the great performance he put on for India under 23. Right, Albino Gomez, he's been instrumental for Aizawl FC. He should actually be a very regular feature of this camp. And TP Renish, he was sort of slipping from the limelight in the last few months actually, but he got this opportunity to just give him a boost ahead of the next season. So Constantine is letting these 5-6 other keepers know that you are in my mind. Okay, and that's what they're doing. So this is an okay step to take, and this is for the Champions Cup. I mean, we'll talk about that later with all the good and bad things that are coming with that.
Yeah. Now, Kevin, coming back to you, what do you see?
I think along with Devjit being not picked, I'm also thinking about Amrinder. So Amrinder was not chosen, and TP Renish comes in place of him. Amrinder was there in the last camp as well. I'm not sure why he also was dropped, because we've seen in the ISL draft as well a lot of demand for Amrinder, and he was already retained.
Yep.
So for me, he was also one of the probables over here. TP Renish does not really make the cut, at least from someone who's been consistent, who's played at the highest level. I'm talking about the continental level for the club as well. So a bit of surprise. I'm disappointed that Amrinder did not make it.
Okay. Moving on with defenders over here, we have Preetham Kotal, Jingan, Arnab, Anas, the usual suspects, right? Narayan Das, Jerry, Lalrua Tara, Salam Ranjan Singh. Now we have 2 new names, right? Sarthak Gulai and
Jerry Lalrinzwala, right?
Yeah, Jerry Lalrinzwala. Then there's Lalrua Tara, Salam Ranjan Singh. The 2 new names here are Sarthak Goluai and Davinder Singh, who are making for the first time in the camp. Kevin, thoughts on this?
Stephen Constantine has kept his word. He mentioned that he would. It wouldn't be surprising that if some of the under 23 players do make it to the national side, and this is just one step closer to that. 10 of the 34 players are from the under 23 side that just played the qualifiers. How good is that? How much challenging does the national team regulars can find themselves in the squad right now? They have been challenged by an under 23 team. Some of them can really keep you on your toes, and this is excellent for India. I really won't be surprised if at least 4 of them do make it to the final list of squad that flies off to Macau. So great work done by Constantine. He's showing us the way, and he's keeping his word as well. This is great. Some of the names Davinder Singh, we've seen him shine with his performances at the under 23 camp.
Chiranjeev, do you think Constantine being the boss out there for the under 23 team makes it easier for him to squad players himself rather than going on somebody else's word? Like, he's closely looking at their performances.
Yeah, well, he has to look at a few options at this time.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we are looking at the upcoming Asian Cup, which is going to be this culmination of the last few years of journey, like ever since Constantine took over for his second term. So he has to just expand the camp and the base as much as he can, which is why we're not seeing Sana out there, or Isaac is also not there. Those are the players who have been there before. So we've got Davinder coming in, Lalru Attara getting a chance, Salam Ranjan, well deserved. So none of these are really you are looking at these players and you're thinking, okay, that player missed out, it's bad. But I'm looking at this new player. But he deserves to be there. I mean, he deserves a chance to be looked at. So that's the best part of it. This is the last few chances he will get to move around with the Champions Cup, because when it comes to the qualifiers, when it comes to a match against Kyrgyzstan or something like that, you don't get to screw around. You have to pick your very best, right? So this is what is happening there, and it's pretty good to see that there is a mixture of the old faces who are regulars for the national team and a few new names who are going to get a look and feel of the camp. So.
Yeah, the same point taking from Chiranjeev, the familiar faces are there, and also call up for the new names. And I'm looking at the midfielders section. I do see some new names there among those usual suspects. We have Dhanpal, we have Jackie Chan, we have Satya Sen, and there we have Nikhil Pujari and Anirudh Thapa among those list of midfielders, among the big names like Lindo, Rafiq. I mean, what a great joy for them, I would say. Look at that plight. I mean, it's amazing that what Constantine is doing, and he's keeping his eye out, and he, just like Kevin mentioned, kept his word.
Really, how long has been that we've seen the under 23 side just come back from Qatar? It's hardly been less a month or so, and they go off for another camp. How much of a good team transition is it? There's no action of football at the club level. It's a break that's going on, and this it keeps the transition going on. There's no break. You're not taking a long gap. This is needed for a footballer. As much as you're on the field, the preparation, it really helps the team bond together. It really helps. This was required. Even if you get 1 month, say 3 weeks, 4 weeks before you actually fly off for the camp, this preparation is very crucial, because this is a new mix of players. You never know that you might just see 1 or 2 new faces finally getting shortlisted. But what's required is the understanding, the tactics that need to be played, because India are at a strong position. It does not require to go all out. I'm saying it's too early to say this, but we still can keep that position with us. But it's just not a field game. It's a mental game as well.
Right.
So this is required. That's the reason we have a camp so early. Even though we've been seeing Constantine asking for more and more time, this is really getting things together for India.
Yeah. Chiranjeev, your thoughts on the midfielders over here?
Yeah, well, I'm glad to see Nikhil Pujari get a call up. He did not make it to the ISL draft for some reason, or chose not to go there. Signed for East Bengal, and at this time he gets this boost by the national team call up. So he'll be pretty upbeat about it. Jarmanpreet and Anirudh Thapa, great performance for India under 23. They're getting rewarded by a look-see in the national team camp. Roland Burgess, Mohammad Rafiq, Eugene Sun, Udanta, what are you going to complain about? These are all, players who well and understand. Dhanbal Ganesh, I think I hope he gets some game time in the Champions Cup. We have not seen him play for a while. He should slowly try to get himself back, because he can still deliver. He's still got that classic touch that can be fruitful for to a certain level. Yeah. Right. So it's a pretty thick motley crew that they have assembled in the midfield, and none of the new inclusions are like straight away you can see like ye aa gaya abhi, suddenly we'll have like 10% more efficiency. It's nothing like that, but simply the focus is towards just improving Jarmanpreet or Anirudh Thapa or Holi Charan to some extent, and just making them better than they are today. So Pujari as well. Yep. So this is a forward looking thing. This entire camp is, I think they're just this is for the Champions Cup and the Macau qualifier. They're actually looking at 2019 straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. Just that's the focus. That's the main agenda right over here. Now coming to the last bit, the forwards that we have. Again, we see familiar faces, JJ, Sunil Chetri, Robin Singh making the cut, where Constantine won't let him go, right? And also, we also have Sumit Pasi and Balwant Singh, and a new name, a new face, Manveer Singh to the squad.
Chiranjeev,
yeah. Chiranjeev, do you see, there's a lot of hullabaloo going about, Sumit Pasi's inclusion. What do you have to say?
Yeah. Everybody's like, okay, look, the guy is still young. We know he's not at his 100% yet. Yeah. He does not have that kind of experience yet. And, just recently, we were getting excerpts. I just read the entire book. I think today or tomorrow the review should be up on thefangarage.com. It's the book by Stephen Constantine. He talks about how, in ISL training camps, it's a week of training does not match up to like 2-3 days of training at the national camp. He repeatedly says that ISL is a slow tournament, and it's flat paced to some extent. The players don't get exposed to the kind of challenges that they face at the national level, international level, or at the national camp. He says I-League is a bit quicker, but it's still nothing like the national camp. So he believes that Sumit Pasi can deliver, and he can develop to that level of a player. But he does not have any faith in the kind of experience he's getting in ISL or I-League. So he's I think he takes that same attitude with every single player. That's why he goes out and picks up players from Santosh Trophy or Calcutta Football League. So he just believes that players will act differently when exposed to this level of training and this level of pressure or experience. So that's what he's trying to do with Sumit Pasi. He's got the height. He's good in the air. So if he can make up for some of those flaws he has, he can actually be a very wholesome asset for the national team. So right now he's not the guy you want to start every single time.
But you have to understand that's what these camps are for. They're there to build players of the future. And for better or for worse, Constantine believes in Percy.
Yeah.
And that's an honest effort that he's putting in behind this player. Now, talking about the Manveer Singh, I was happy because we saw him play for India under 23.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was going to get a chance at some point. But what surprised me actually was Balwant Singh.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to take us back to one of our first episodes that we did in 2016 in podcast. When we were on Sawan, I played back a clip of Stephen Constantine speaking to us during the SAF Championship in Trivandrum. He said that what turns him off of certain established names in the Indian football circuit. He specifically pointed out the lack of effort certain players have when they're off the ball.
Okay.
They are really good when you pass the ball to them, but when they don't have the ball, they just they don't make enough of an effort to chase back or drop down, track back, and just trying to win back the ball. And that was his problem with Arata Izumi, and he specifically mentioned Balwant Singh as well, right? And what happens, he said, these are the reasons why I did not pick them. So later on, Balwant Singh had a tough time. He was dealing with a long-term injury.
Yeah.
He battles all of that, comes back, and has a really good season for Mohun Bagan. And suddenly now he's in the national team camp.
Yeah.
So this means he convinced the coach about something, that he has the fighting spirit to come back from a very bad career-threatening situation and prove himself again, or that he has, something that, we have sort of maybe failed to notice throughout the season. He has added some extra dimensions to his game. He has taken that criticism seriously and has worked to really add that part to his contribution to the team, where he even drops down and tries to win back the ball. Now, this is not something I really noticed particularly during the season, but yeah, we could see how he was, his enthusiasm when he was out there, his just the commitment to the game, that had become much better when he was making his comeback. So maybe that swayed Constantine, or he noticed something that we failed to notice about Balwant Singh. So whatever it is, Balwant Singh has proven a point. And he has earned his place in the national team camp, and do not look at this lightly, because this is huge, because Constantine is one of those guys. He makes up his mind, he sticks to it, and if he has changed his mind about a player, the player must have done something major. Okay, so congratulations to Balwant because this is probably the best recognition of his performance and struggle in the last season that he could have expected.
Yeah. Kevin, your thoughts on this?
I think this is one department where I keep looking back that we are still lacking here. We've got Sunil Chhetri, who does everything that is required for an Indian team to get in the goals. But what is next? What if we do not have Sunil Chhetri maybe next year, or down that? We need to get somebody to. I'm not saying we need to replace Sunil Chhetri. We need someone who can at least be as equal as his contribution can be.
Yeah.
That might be. It's difficult to just spot one player who can be the next Chhetri.
Right.
We've not reached that stage as yet, and similar problem lies in the central midfield. We've seen Lindo, what effort he puts in. Borges is the upcoming central midfielder, but he's really not reached that level as Lindo. The same problem is with the front line. You have JJ, who can just be that speedster who can just get in the goals that we need, but nothing like Sunil Chhetri. You need a Chhetri to complete the Indian team. That's what goes on in my mind. Manveer Singh, can he be the next? If not Chetri, at least he can be that lethal striker, that leader on field. But he's still too young, Manveer. We're seeing glimpses of him. He gets in those chances. He's tall. He's got long strides. He can finish when he wants to. But we need an experienced guy. Balwant Singh, great choice from Constantine. I hope he can, just be that supporting partner that is required, maybe in a 4-3-3 formation. Where Chetri along with JJ and Balwant Singh, this can be lethal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, great stuff from here. It's always a little less or, not enough to talk about Constantine's pickings, right? He always surprises, and just like Chiranjeev mentioned, and just like Chiranjeev repeats, I would like to repeat the same thing again. I probably in all the national camp stories that we do or we speak on, it's like, even if you want to or try to guess that these are the names that Constantine will pick up, you will definitely find one surprise or more than that in your camp, and everything will go wrong. It's like it's better not to guess. It's just leave up to that man, because no one but he knows better, right, at the moment, because he's not only looking at the senior national team but also looking at the under-23. And just like we've been saying, under-23 is a slot where we're looking for the future. So I think great picks, and congratulations to all those who are picked for the first time. Hope you guys make the most out of it and get the best out of you onto the field and give us great results, and we'll be here cheering for you, being the 12th man, as they call us, the fans, right? So we'll do our job and have a great camp. Hopefully the national team does really well in the upcoming matches, just like we've been doing. So fingers crossed, touch wood, whatever we have to do, then just do that and back these boys. Well, that brings us in. That brings an end to the show. Hope you enjoyed, and with our analysis of the team that's out there. And if you want to read about all of this, it's up on our website, thefangarage.com. If you're listening to us on YouTube, please do the honors. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get updates of our new episodes. You can also leave your comments below to let us know what you think about the team, and also you can talk to us directly on Twitter. Chiranjeev Toja, Boza_Kevin, Suju Matthew 94. Follow the TFG football Twitter handle, and do keep all the tabs about what's happening in Indian football. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy. Come back to us tomorrow, because we're a daily show. Bye bye. Cheers.
That was Tantrik Steve from Hansraj College, Delhi, performing at IIT Bombay's Mood Indigo. Just like them, there's a lot of new talent and art coming out of colleges all across India, but unfortunately most of this goes completely unnoticed or ignored. To fix this, we started ATKT.in. Hi, I'm Ankur, I'm a musician and a rapper, and I found that one of the best things about being an artist myself is finding new talent. Through ATKT.in, Tanya, my colleague who's a dancer, and our whole team really is putting all of our efforts into discovering and promoting all the coolest talent that's coming out of colleges all across India. And this goes up on our website, our social media, TV, radio, and now, of course, this podcast with IVM. Make sure you go to our website, support the talent with your likes, your shares, your comments. All of that really matters. Go ahead, check it out. ATKT.in.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी.
बोलिए मैडम.
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, टिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर जकरबर्ग है, और द फैन गराज है. आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम. आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप. सब आपकी उंगलियों पे.